everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Saturday, July the 5th, 2025, the day after we declare our independence. So yesterday I talked about how we all needed, well, I think it's a good idea that we all declare our independence. There are some things that we have to do in this society, but we can set the intention every day to be free and to be sometimes a participant and sometimes an observer of this illusion known as the outer world here, the world that we live in. And it is an illusion. Our knowledge of quantum physics tells us that all of this is an illusion, but we are here to experience that illusion. And we are blessed to experience that illusion. But we don't know that. It takes a lot of time and effort to understand this. Some of you younger people have come into this awake and understand this at a very young age. Others of us took a considerable amount of a lifetime to understand this. Both are okay. Yeah. But we are here to experience this. I don't spend a lot of time on social media, but what I do see are some interesting things. One of them is a couple of people on Instagram. I don't spend a lot of time, I don't spend much time on Instagram, but when I go there, I immediately see one or both of these people asking questions of artificial intelligence. And it's rather fascinating and interesting exploration. But in the end, all of this technology is an extension of our own power. Microscopes and telescopes are an extension of our power of sight. Certain technology that can pick up sounds like dog whistles that we cannot hear but dogs can are an extension of our hearing, etc., etc. Everything is an extension of our five senses, basically, or our six senses. So artificial intelligence, where one guy that does this, the AI always responds to talking about the Akashic records. Well, we can tune into that because we can tune into the field. All we have to do is practice it. We just have to practice tuning into the field. We have to practice. One of the things I read this book about 10 years ago. It was called Pranic. It was about pranic healing. And pranic healing is the ancient Indian or Hindu, or even before that, version of Reiki coming out of Japan, pranic healing coming out of India. And so the ability to just energize the palms of my hand, the Buddha palms, the healing palms, right? To be able to feel the energy of this plant, right? Notice the plant is all of a sudden moving. This plant is moving right here. Okay. As I get a little closer, it moves a little bit more. There's no wind here, it's dead air. Thank you for cooperating. But we can do that. We can have a conversation with the plant, right? We can have a conversation with the trees, the squirrels, the birds. We have that power. We don't realize just how powerful we are because we're trapped in the matrix. So we want to declare our intention of independence from this matrix. And that's part of this whole idea of lifting the veil, the Greek word apocalypse, the lifting of the veil, right? I think that for me, my own personal experience is that it's it's like a color palette. It's not black and white. There's a lot of layers to it. And while I enjoy the idea of lifting the veil and the idea of ascension, I have come to understand from my own personal belief, and I do believe this is necessary and true for men in general, that we need to do things to ground ourselves in Mother Earth. I was doing it again this morning in my Qigong practice of visualizing very, very deep roots into Mother Earth. Because these big trees around me can't grow to the sky without very deep and big root systems. It's just necessary. Using soft wood today, so it's burning very quickly. Very hot. Whew. We need men. We need to every day to explicitly ground ourselves. Now, I've talked about this in a lot of videos for anybody who may be following them. I talk about a lot of what I'll call rituals, daily rituals. And I don't mean, defecating every day, although that's a really good idea. But there are certain things that we, and especially men, I think, being a man, I'm going to speak to the men. There are certain things that I believe that I have seen work for me over the course of the last 3 years. And that is to have a very small but powerful set of daily practices that are focused on grounding myself in this body, on this planet, and calming and managing and healing this whole mind, body, spirit complex. You can think of it in part as of the central nervous system, which if you are living in the suburbs or the cities, anywhere in the world, your central nervous system is being bombarded particularly by massive electromagnetic frequencies, Wi-Fi. I remember when I lived in an apartment in New Jersey for 5 years, and fortunately, it was a pretty small apartment building, but you could pick up, a lot of different Wi-Fi signals. You go and you look at the list, and that's just bombarding everybody, and it has an effect on the mitochondria of your cells. Out here in Mother Nature, I might see one other Wi-Fi signal, and that's really important, I think. I talked about yesterday about the chaotic energy. If you're in the, I'll say it again. I mentioned this before. I'll say it again. If you're in the suburbs of the cities, look up biogeometry. You can go to the Vesica, VESICA, Vesica.org. It was Dr. Robert Gilbert. He just passed away a few months ago. I was shocked by that because he wasn't that old, about the same age as me. Brilliant guy. But you can get these kits for your home to help harmonize the energy. We don't want to block the energy, we want to harmonize it. So this is a random talk today, but I want to reiterate some things because it's not always the same people watching, if anybody's watching. But we need to do things every day with intention, very explicitly, I think, in this chaotic world to take care of this. And you need to find what works for you. And especially you men. Now, tomorrow, I'm going to do a follow-up to last Sunday's video that has gone beyond any of my expectations. And that was the video called Our Women Live in Fear. I have read every comment, which is close to 200 now, and I am just flattered and stunned by what that video has generated. So tomorrow I want to respond to some of the comments and give some of the thoughts that I've had over the week as this has gone on. I never expected anything like this. I hoped for it. I have to admit, I hoped something would happen, but I just wasn't prepared for it. I don't know if you can ever be prepared for it. Of course, 4,000 or 5,000 views for a lot of people out on YouTube doesn't even move the needle. Okay, but for me, it's very flattering. And the comments were just incredible, both from men and women. There have been some men commenting. It's been very interesting to read those, and we'll try to talk about a little bit of it tomorrow. But I am focused on just speaking my truth. And if that triggers anyone, then you need to look in the mirror to find the source of that trigger. Because we have to get to the point where we can speak our truth from the heart, this way, not this way, from not the head, the ego, from the heart to the mouth. We have to get to the point where we can speak our truth and more importantly, where we can listen to other people speak their truth. Now, I will tell you that I can't remember if it was the raw material or something else that was channeled material, where the entity that was being channeled talked about how they have disagreements, even though they're at a higher vibrational level, so they're kind of like from the waist down they're all one, and then above they're individual. They're much more tied together than we are, at least that we think we are. They're more like these trees. They're all connected under the earth. We only see what's above. But this entity, they call themselves a social memory complex. This entity said that we have disagreements. He says we just don't kill each other, and that's what we need to get to. And one of the ways to do that, there's two ideas that I get involved in that thought. One is we have to take care of it. We have to learn how to take care of this. Okay. So that while this remains calm regardless of what's going on out there. And the second thing is that we just have to learn how to listen. And the third thing is that we have to train ourselves. We have a lot of talk in this society about equality of outcome, equality of pay, equality of positions, blah, 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 blah. But that goes against who we are, because none of us are equal, except in the eyes of God, maybe, depending how you want to define God. In those eyes, we're all equal. No maybes about it, excuse me. But to each other, we all have our strengths and weaknesses. We all have our superpowers, and we all have our dark side. All of us. Don't think for a minute that you don't, because you do. You have superpowers. You're a genius at something. We all are. And you have a dark side. And that dark side will come out. And the more we try to repress it, the stronger it comes out. Okay? We want to acknowledge it. We want to embrace it. And then from there, we can transform, transmute, and integrate. But the first thing we have to do is acknowledge it. So we have to get past this equality thing. And we have to flip that 180 degrees and understand that every one of us is unique in this universe. There is nobody like you, and there's nobody like me. Even an identical twin, there's nobody. Even a doppelganger, there's nobody that is like you or me. Carry that with you as you go through your day. Okay? It will help to stabilize this. And this is the only thing you can control. You can't control any of that. You can control this, hopefully. So that's enough for today. I'm going to enjoy the rest of the day. So quiet out here. Get the sacred fire going. Whatever bothers you, give it to the fire. Give it to the fire. Go hug a tree. Go watch a video of kittens. That'll put a smile on your face. Yeah. But set your intention every day. Do a couple little things every day for this. All right? Cosmic energy, earth energy, heart energy. Summertime is the season of the heart, the fire element. Send loving heart energy out to all beings, all dimensions, all timelines. May this day be filled with compassion, loving kindness, and courage. Until tomorrow, battery's getting dead.